Imagine these two scenarios. Scenario 1. A guy says, "Hello, how are you?" The girl replies, "Go away, jerk." The guy says, "Oh, I'm sorry," and leaves. Scenario 2. A guy says, "Hello, how are you?" The girl says, "Go away, jerk." The guy replies, "Ouch, rough day. My mom warned me about angry birds," and then calmly leaves. Who do you think had a better time? No competition. When you're indifferent to the outcome, you don't stress about the girl's response. Instead, you focus on making the most out of every interaction. One thing that often baffles me is how some men lose all sense of control at the sight of an attractive woman. Why should a woman be awarded extra points just because of her looks? Physical attractiveness is something she didn't necessarily work for, so why place her on a divine pedestal? When you start behaving jittery around an attractive woman, you're bound to mess things up. However, if you avoid giving out extra niceness solely based on her looks, an intriguing phenomenon occurs. For example, imagine you're in a conversation with a stunning woman, and you say, "My buddy thinks it's hard to find smart women." She might ask, "Why does he think that?" You respond, "Well, I share the same belief." Beauty is pretty common nowadays, but most beautiful women don't quite cut it in the intelligence department. How does the woman process this? She's not used to such reactions. She might think, "Wait, is he suggesting that I'm not attractive enough? What's with the smart women comment? Am I coming off as dumb?" Suddenly, she starts seeking your validation since you didn't hand it over like every other guy does. Now she'll strive to prove her worth to you because she feels she might not measure up. This immediately sets you apart as the different, unique guy a woman would genuinely be interested in. At the end of the day, it's all about understanding that no matter how strikingly beautiful a woman is, with the right approach to attraction, any woman can be captivated. Imagine being a man who knows how to attract women. You're not rushing to get married. Instead, you choose the women you date rather than accepting whoever comes along. Imagine this. You're at a restaurant and you order chicken soup. The waiter says, "Sorry, we don't have chicken soup today." You ask for vegetable soup instead, but they don't have that either. You then ask, "What do you have?" The waiter replies, "We only have tomato soup." You settle and order the tomato soup. See what happened there? You wanted chicken soup but settled for tomato because it was available. What you should have done was look for another restaurant that had what you really wanted. A lot of guys do the same thing with women. They have an idea of the perfect woman they'd like to be with, but when they face reality and see that their ideal woman seems unattainable, they start to settle. A guy who truly understands attraction never settles. He always goes for the best and chooses the kind of women he genuinely wants to date. He doesn't just accept any woman, he has high standards and sticks to them. A man of value puts his principles above everything else, even above the woman he's with. He's not afraid to step back if his principles are being violated. Let's say you're having a heated discussion with your girlfriend and she threatens to leave you. What do you do? The average guy might immediately apologize, worried that he's upset her. He might even do things he doesn't want to do or agree to things he actually disagrees with, just to prevent her from leaving. But a high-value man reacts differently. If she says, "I'm going to leave you," his response might be, "It seems we're not really compatible anyway. Maybe Charlie would be a better match for you." And then he calmly walks away. A high-value man won't compromise his principles. He knows there are plenty of other options out there. He's confident in his worth and is not afraid to stand alone. We often overlook things that come too easily to us. There's a significant difference in the value we attach to things we effortlessly acquire versus things we strive hard to obtain. The same principle applies to relationships. Women tend to value men they have to put effort into understanding. When you don't react like the average man, she'll start to think there must be something special about you. That's why it's crucial to learn how to make a woman strive for your attention. Don't be an open book she can read all at once. One strategy involves showing interest and then quickly showing disinterest. For example, an average guy might simply say, "Hey, you're really pretty," and then wait for her reaction. She'll probably see him as just another guy. But a high-value man might say something like, "You're pretty, sure, but I'm not convinced yet." This creates an air of mystery and challenge, making her more interested in proving herself to you. Most people who successfully enter healthy relationships and attract women don't necessarily have these things. The truth is, attracting women is much easier than you might think. Forget about those superficial tips and return to the basic principles of attraction. When I was in university, I did everything I could to get girls to like me and notice me. But all my efforts seemed to go nowhere until a friend handed me a book. I finished it in a week, and after reading it, it was like a fog had lifted from my eyes. Believe me, attracting women is incredibly easy. All you need to do is learn this formula and apply it. By the way, if this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll reveal the name of the book in the first comment. Success with women is a state of mind, nothing more. What's in your mind reflects in your actions, which is why many men who don't believe they deserve the company of an attractive woman never get any. The most important thing you need to remember is this: she feels what you feel. Women won't judge you based on your looks, words, or even how much money you have. They judge you based on the feelings circulating inside you. If you're nervous, there's a high chance you'll be rejected because she'll sense that you're not confident enough around her. But if you approach her with calm, confidence, and relaxation, she'll respond to you more positively. You need to demonstrate that you see yourself as a man who women naturally desire. Don't put a girl on a pedestal, treating her like she's your future spouse. If you find yourself saying things you wouldn't normally say, or going out of your way to make an impression, it's likely that you're trying to mask an inner sense of inadequacy. This hidden insecurity drives you to go all out to impress the girl. Ironically, the best way to wow a girl is by not trying to wow her at all. When you stop seeking her approval, that's when she'll genuinely be impressed. Why? Because she's so used to men trying to impress her that when someone doesn't, it grabs her attention. Consider these two scenarios. Scenario 1. A guy says, "Hi, can I get you a drink?" And she responds, "I'm good, thanks." The guy's left speechless. Scenario 2. A guy says, "Hey, what's the best drink here?" And she responds, "It's XYZ." The guy replies, "Great, fancy buying me one?" Spot the difference. The second approach is more effective because it's not a clear-cut attempt to pick her up. The guy isn't trying to win her over. Most women are so used to men trying to impress them that when they encounter something unexpected, it piques their interest. The quest for validation is deeply rooted in our self-perception and self-esteem. Men who constantly seek approval often struggle with low self-esteem, surrendering their own power in exchange for acceptance or validation from women. This implies an underlying fear of losing the girl, even before the conversation has started. As a result, they engage in any action that might prevent potential rejection. For example, upon seeing an attractive woman, an approval seeker might think, "She's so beautiful. I hope everything goes well." This mindset leads him to try too hard, sacrificing his own power for a small piece of approval. But what impact does this have on the woman? She might think, "He's really trying hard to get my attention, but he's not that interesting." The instant a woman senses that you're craving her approval, she could lose interest almost immediately. Remember, attraction isn't something she can consciously decide.